Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back and happy almost end of the week. All right, guys. Well, we're back to talk about some Lisa Vanderpump Rules crossovers because she's not only talking about where she stands with Jax and Brittany, but she's also talking about their feud with Stassi and a possible Real Housewives of Beverly Hills return. So we have a lot to discuss, but before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys. So Lisa Vanderpump is talking about her relationship with Jax and Brittany. Now, my only thing here is Jax and Brittany did a podcast. It was more so Brittany, but talking about how Lisa Vanderpump, how they thought she would be more present with them and the whole birth of their son, especially after that, they were let go from Vanderpump Rules. I get it. I get what they're saying, but we have to remember Lisa Vanderpump has hundreds or if not thousands of employees working at Sir, my fiance working at, Pump, working at TomTom. Lisa has so many employees, and I get that these were the closest ones that were on the show, but it doesn't mean that she has to, kind of stick with them and make sure that they're okay and hold their hand along for the ride. Because Jax got himself fired from the show. And unfortunately for Brittany, she was collateral. But Lisa did note that for Cruz, their son, that she did send personal, like embroidered gifts and tried to make sure that, she sent a bunch of stuff to let them know that they were loved. And she was celebrating the fact that they were new parents. So we have to kind of leave that at that. But to get down to it, to get down to like the more important stuff, Lisa Vanderpump, again, I don't think that she needs to be expected to hold up some sort of end of the bargain of like, you need to be doing this for us and we've had your back and blah, blah, blah. It's not that. She gave you a platform. She gave you a job. I think that you guys should just be grateful at this point. But who am I in this world? Who is Adrienne Maloof in this world, right? She's also talking about Stassi Schroeder, saying that she's probably coming from, in this whole feud back and forth with Jax and Brittany, probably coming from a place of hurt, not anger. Now, for Brittany and Jax, I'm kind of on Stassi's team on this one. I am and I'm not, only because Stassi sent emails to Tom and Tom, well, technically only one Tom, but Sheena and a few other castmates. She sent emails saying, listen, you're disinvited to my wedding, which is really shitty. Pick up the phone, give a call, and make sure that you connect with them in order to let them know that they're no longer a part of your wedding. Right? We can do that. But for Brittany and Jax, Brittany's excuse was we couldn't get the passports in time. And that's a big thing. Yeah, 100%. But if you couldn't get the passports in time, then why wait until 2 days before to let Stassi know that you're not attending her wedding? Now, again, Lisa Vanderpump, who is the voice of reason, was like, I probably, in my personal opinion, I feel like, yes, they have a close relationship, but I don't know. I think that, at the end of the day, she's probably hurt. And it's not anger. She's like watching them on the show. You'll see that there's so many ups and downs. And that's why we grew to love Vanderpump Rules. She's also advocated for the fact that she doesn't think that Kristen Doty, Jax Taylor, Brittany Cartwright, and Stassi Schroeder should have been fired from the show. And I think that she did everything in her power in order to bring them back. And it didn't work out the way that she wanted to, but she tried. At the end of the day, she's an EP, an executive producer. She doesn't have total control. And there's bigger suit and ties at the top of the hierarchy of what is Bravo who get to make those decisions. So what do you guys, honestly, what do they want Lisa Vanderpump to do? Now, getting back to the whole situation with returning to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and also talking about Tom and Katie's split. By the way, she was caught up with at Tom and Tom's new restaurant or bar called Schwartz and Sandy's. And when it was by Daily Mail. They were asking her, what do you feel about Schwartz and, Katie Maloney's divorce? And she's like, I'm the one who did their wedding vows. It hurts. She's like, I'm probably as hopeful as anyone else that this relationship, it doesn't fully come to an end. And I can see that. I can see where she would be like, I don't want it to fully come to an end. but it has. And they're moving on. And the fact that Katie showed up to Schwartz and Sandy's and she was like willing to support, I don't know if it was because of filming and because she's paid episodically, or if because, you know, it's because she wanted to really fully support. But the point is she did it. She showed up. So what can you really say bad or negative about Katie? And I think that I agree with Lisa Vanderpump in the sense that she watched them. They started the show together. They got married. Lisa Vanderpump did their vows, and she wants to see them win. And she wants to see them come out on top and be able to say, hey, you know, we went through a rough patch and this is what happened. But I don't necessarily think that's what's going to happen. If anything, I just want to talk to Lisa Vanderpump and ask her, why did you rehire Charlie Burnett? As an executive producer, I know that you have creative control and you get to decide who comes on and goes off of the show. I know that you don't get to necessarily keep people on who the suit and ties at the upper echelon of the hierarchy get to decide that they, you know, want kicked off the show, but you can decide whether or not you want to keep Charlie. And I don't get the casting of keeping Charlie. If anything, we should have just given that extra little bit of a paycheck to Ali Luber, who is James Kennedy's new girlfriend, and let her just like go head to head, toe to toe with Raquel. Am I wrong? Probably not. Do you guys think I'm wrong? Maybe. I don't know. But when it comes to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and a potential Lisa Vanderpump return, she did address that as well. And she said, there are no plans at the moment. Andy said the door is always open, and it's, you know, not something I want to be involved in right now, especially with what's going on over here right now. It's a hard pass. You never say never, but never right now. This makes me so sad. I want Lisa Vanderpump to return just as much as all of you guys do, but I don't think that there will ever be a day where Lisa Vanderpump says, you know what, I missed the show and I'm going to return and I want to see all of you guys back and I want to see Lisa Rinna and I want to bump elbows with Erica and Kyle Richards and Dorit. She wouldn't do that. I mean, they all treated her like shit. I understand that everyone thinks that she was like the mastermind behind so many different things, but at the end of the day, they really did treat her like garbage. They were mean to her. They were nasty. And when her mother and her, you know, brother, when they lost their lives, and I understand one of them took their own lives, but I think that she looked at that like the door is closed. It's not a healthy environment to be in. That's why we're watching Lisa Rinna self-implode on social media before our very eyes. It makes sense. But I don't want to just give you guys this information and not ask your opinion. So go ahead, comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are about Lisa Vanderpump, talking about Vanderpump Rules when it comes to Jax and Brittany and their feud with Stassi, and saying that Stassi is probably acting out of pure, you know, anger and not hate. I agree with that. I think that they'll be back in a place where they're talking again. We'll see photos of Stassi and Brittany with their babies again. It's just a matter of time. It's just right now is not the time. And then her saying that she hopes that Tom and Katie get back together. I hope they get back together too, but I also think that's a hard pass. And for her not wanting to come back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I understand, but I want her back too. So guys, go ahead and comment below. Do all the YouTube stuff. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.